Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Movie Chat. One day later today because we had some sickness going on, but everybody is fine. Everybody is good. And today we're going to talk about the 2025 science fiction movie Mickey 17, directed by Bong Joon-ho, who directed Parasite and starring Robert Pattinson. For the story, so we are following the story of Mickey Barnes, who owes money to a loan shark on Earth. It's in sort of a dystopian future where we have master space colonization and human printing. So when a human dies, it can be reprinted. So Mickey embarks on a space colony mission to be what they call an expendable. An expendable is someone that they are using pretty much as a guinea pig to test gas, vaccines, radiation in space and see how he reacts to perfect medicine and everything. Poor guy, but he gets reprinted every time with all his memories intact and following. And this is his story that we're following in this space colony called Planet Nilfheim. So
if only he read all the details about it, because he didn't read it, did he?
No, it's not the type of he's not a term and condition type of person. He just really wanted to escape. It's going to be an interesting discussion because I love this movie, and as soon as I finished watching it, I texted you and I was like, "Mate, how good was Mickey 17?" And you were like, "Yeah, it's good." You know, I didn't love it. I was like, "All right."
Yeah, I was watching it. I was like, "Yeah." Look, it's there's ups, and the one very big up is Robert Pattinson. How good is he? Like, I will give credit where credit's is due. This was probably the best film. I haven't seen a lot of his films, but I imagine this is the best film of his career. So he did this so well because he's not only playing Mickey 17, because obviously a situation happens where obviously they think he's died, so they've reprinted him. He manages to get back to his colony, and then he finds Mickey 18, who is also played by Robert Pattinson. But Mickey 17 is he's a bit of an empath. He's very withdrawn. He's very he's got this very almost squeaky kind of Boston-y accent. He seems very, he just goes for the flow and whatever. But Mickey 18 is just the tone of voice, his posture, just everything about him is just so confident and just.
And if I'm going into one of my nitpicks, did it bother you that Mickey 17 and Mickey 18 have such different personalities? Because why is that? It's supposed to be reprinted the same human being with the same memory, so you would expect them to be pretty much the same person and only have a few hours of different experience, because Mickey 17 walked back from the ice cave back to the colony, and Mickey 18 just got printed after that when he died. So did that bother you?
So there was a little bit of a moment where he gets back into the colony and he goes, "What time is it? It's 3:30. Is it that time?" He got a bit confused by the time, so maybe he didn't realize so much time had elapsed, which kind of makes sense that, it's that much time has elapsed, and then that's how they could have got Mickey 18 created, maybe, because he said, I've been here for 2 hours already, and it's just like, maybe more time elapsed when he was in the cave than he thought. I don't know, that part kind of did throw me a little bit. But the change in personality, he does say in one of his narrations that Nasha mentioned that, Mickey 3 was like this and Mickey 5 was like this. And so maybe that kind of makes sense why Mickey 18's personality trait is just so much different.
I might have missed that in there because, look, I have to say there is quite a bit of exposition. I think he's done pretty well because, as you were saying, Pattinson is great, even not only when he's on the screen, not only when he's playing two people on the same screen that you feel are completely different, and you really believe that I'm seeing the two different people on the screen at the same time. Even when he does the narration, which, first of all, is English, and his accent is very, very good, but he's also putting this sort of, as you were saying, a bit of a squeaky voice, very different. You would, if you were just to hear it, you wouldn't say that's Robert Pattinson. It's like, no, that's some random guy. But it keeps the exposition very, I don't know, I was hooked. I was like, I want to know more. I want to know more about this world. I like it.
Yeah, because I don't think it would have worked as well if there was no narration. I think there's certain films where you need to have narration, and there's certain films where narration hurts the product.
Yeah.
I think because maybe this was based on a book. I haven't read the book, so maybe some of the narration is taken from the book. I don't know. But I think it just kind of, I do think in this instance it helps the project. I'm normally not a big fan.
You need to, there is something, what I really like about this movie is the world building. I totally buy this world, as wacky as it is, with the human printing and space colonization. I'm really going to get there. But the way that they talk about it, for example, when they say human printing was such a fluke, but we mastered it and it was created. I like that. I like this kind of writing because, yes, sometimes in human history with inventions, sometimes it was one of the biggest mistakes that was a complete fluke, but let us have leap forward as humans, like the internet, for example.
Yep.
Who would have, if you read about the history of the internet, it's like, well, kind of not one of the biggest accidents, but sort of to become what it became today. Nobody had predicted that, but still.
Yeah. And I really love the backstory of how the printing machine came to be, where you've got the guy, the Manakova story where he's,
I like that.
That was good. Where he's created 3 of him. So when the 2 of them are in jail, the third Manakova is still out killing people. It's just like,
that was great. And this is like another thing. What I love about this movie is the storytelling, because they put this story in there. Not only, yes, it's funny, but also they want to tell you about what they call the multiples and why this is outlawed. So, and this is why it comes in the story that Mickey 17, Mickey 18, the 2 of them being simultaneously there when they shouldn't be, it's against the law.
Yeah.
And another thing that I really liked is when they found that out, I thought that, okay, well, the rest of the story is going to be about them trying to hide it and potentially escape. But within 5 minutes, it's actually being discovered and the story goes somewhere else. I was like, I love that. I love being surprised.
See, that's where I didn't like it. I love the fact that there was the 2 Mickeys, and then obviously it was hilarious when obviously Nasha finds out and she does exactly what you would expect any person in a relationship goes, well, there's 2 of you. Let's get into the bedroom right now, because let's face it, that's probably what you would do any one of us would probably do the exact same thing. And then obviously,
well, not me, maybe you're Ryan, but yeah, sure.
Look, what can I say? I'm a good-looking guy. But then it turns into a bit of a political, and we'll go into politics in a second. It turns into almost a political extremist where Mark Ruffalo's character wants to, control the aliens that are down on the ground, and it becomes almost right, and it's just it almost changes gears a little bit, and then there's some other scenes that just go on for too long. There's the scene where Kai, she wants to be with Mickey 17. She doesn't want Nasha to have both of them, and that goes on for a little bit too long. There's a bit where they're in jail, and what's his name? The Stephen Ewan's character.
Yeah,
he's obviously got his little backstory with the loan shark has found them, and it's just so many little backstories that kind of just drag the plot and and it's almost
I love that.
that bothered me a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that because it just, I don't know. I felt that it ties up the story, and yeah, and look what there is. There is an element of satire in there, especially with the character of Mike Ruffalo and
Oh,
Tony Collette to some extent.
yeah.
It's a satire of religious people and power people
Yeah.
and control and stuff. But look, they were really on the edge of laying it on too thick as to that doesn't work. You're trying to do too much of a commentary, and I don't think that this is what the movie is about. The movie is about it. It is a blend of genres, but it's comedy, it's action, sci-fi. That's it. Don't try to go too much into political satire because this is not your strong suit. And they are dancing that line for me, but they didn't cross it, so I was still okay with it.
Yeah. And we'll go into Mike Ruffalo's performance. There's a scene. I was writing my notes throughout the movie, and so when he's first talking, I was like, "Oh, geez, he sounds so much like Andy Garcia." And then I realized, oh no, I know who he's trying to be. Let's face it, he's trying to be Donald Trump. He's doing a Donald Trump impersonation here throughout, but then it becomes when they're at that dinner where he's talking about he wants to make this whole white only kind of world. Well, now he's turning into Hitler, and and then he always goes into the general. He goes out into the battlefield. It's almost cartoonish kind of character. It's just like
it is, and I think it's meant to be. And I think definitely there is Donald Trump in there. I think there is also a bit of Elon Musk in there as well. Yep. It's a blend of stuff, but yeah, I don't think that this is a character that is meant to be taken seriously. But when Mickey 18 punches him in the face, it's like, yes, yes, because he's so obnoxious as a character.
Oh, he is. And Toni Collette, she's amazing. I think she just does a really good in everything she does.
Yeah, she is. The joke about her being crazy about sauce is absurd. It's sort of funny, but it was also not. I'm actually not sure if it was funny or not. It didn't make me cringe, but it didn't make me laugh either.
No, that's because it's a very funny movie. But yeah, there's parts of it there's intentionally funny, and then there's trying to be funny. And I think with her, they tried to make it funny, but that just it never worked for me with her and her sauce. That never really worked for me.
Yeah, it was a bit weird, the sauce stuff, but it's a bit of an absurd humor and a bit of a slapstick humor as well that works a lot of the time. You know what? This movie reminded me of two movies. It reminded me of Everything Everywhere All at Once, just for the blend of genre and the absurdity of it. I think Everything Everywhere All at Once is a superior movie because it also has a lot more heart. And it reminded me of Starship Troopers. The Starship Troopers, I absolutely love it, but they got the satire down to the T in Starship Troopers, and I think this is also a superior movie. But this movie reminded me of a blend of the two. I really enjoyed it.
That's fair enough. Yeah, I get it. Another thing that just bothered me as well. There's actually a couple of things. I don't think it knew how to end. There was just a continuation, whereas there's the epilogue of the trials. Then there's Mickey's dream of the wife, where they're replicating Marshall, whatever his name is. It just kept going. And I've even seen another commentary. I was watching some where they go, "Oh, it ended really well," and it ended really quickly. And I was like, "No, it was exactly the opposite. It just kept on going and going, and just didn't know how to end." And that frustrated me as well. So, just a little bit of a nitpick of mine. That's all.
Cool. Well, let's go into scores.
All right, let's do it.
I give it It's such tough. Like I'm really dancing between a 4.5 and a 5. I'll give it a 4.5 just because I said that I think the movies that it reminded me of are superior movies. So I would give this one a 4.5. I think this is a movie that almost was written for me because this is exactly my bag. It has science fiction, it has distant planet, it has a blend of genres, which is something that I really like when it's done well. I think the direction, the cinematography, we didn't talk about that, but the cinematography and the special effects, they look amazing. I love that. And yeah, give the pretty boy from Twilight good direction and a good script, and he can pull off some very good acting. So yeah, let's go 4.5 out of 5. How about you?
I'm going to give it a 3. Going on to Robert Pattinson, very good actor. I don't know if you've seen, there's a movie that he was in that I didn't rate very highly. I didn't think it was a very good movie. It's called The Devil All the Time. I don't know if you've seen that. It's got Tom Holland in it as well. But in the movie, he plays a Southern preacher and he pulls off the Southern accent really well. Like he's the most disgusting character you could think of. He's just horrible, horrible person, but did such a good job in that as well. Some other things that I really didn't like about this as well was there was a bit of an annoying score that played over some of the where you're kind of having dialogue where you have to kind of like lean in. What did they just say? It just goes, and it was just very screechy for me. Just, yeah, I didn't love it. So for me, 3 out of 5, but Robert Pattinson's performance made me rate it higher than I would have. Just for him alone, he saved the film.
Nice. Alrighty. Well, here you go. We have 2 different takes on the same movie. Please let us know in the comments what you thought of the movie. Who did you agree with? Who would you agree more with? Or do you have a completely different take? We'd love to hear that. And as usual, please subscribe, follow, give us a like, give us a comment about anything else. It always helps with the algorithm. And we will talk to you next week. Bye.